Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. So next match, Crossband List Cup, finals number 1, 2 matches remaining here in the cup, in the final, well, you know, like the main tournament, and then some bonus duels like we've mentioned, all the way back into the beginning. That was almost a year ago, no, a little under a year. So, finals number 1, we have, I think this is the third time that they take on each other, and I think it's 1-1. I think, what was it, Clownblade won, no, Dragon Rulers won the group stage. Then Clownblade won the top 16 knockoffs, and due to the losers bracket, Dragon Ruler came out on top of that, so this is a rematch between both of them. And looking at the votes, again, very similar, both decks are indeed very similar to each other, both have access to Maxi, both main and side deck, that's super important. Again, it speaks for itself. I think the only real advantage that Rulers have over Clownblade is the opening with, the 6th card, right? The OG draw ruling, I guess I can call it. That's important, especially in like combo, those 2-card combos featuring the Dragon Rulers, that's important. Especially, the potential Maxi being there, or Failure, or whatever, or Super Rejuvenation. That can, definitely count. I get Maxi, and that's a huge deal, obviously. I don't think I had an option or an opportunity to put up Shockmaster, otherwise I would have gone for Shockmaster, Shockmaster calling monsters, but wasn't the case, so I think going for Ptolemaios, using Ptolemaios into Pleiades during their turn gives me a bounce, could potentially prevent, a heavy setup. I don't think I, could be OTK'd or could get OTK'd with the Baby Ruler version, but like, Light and Darkness Dragon is still there, it's searchable off of the Eclipse, and LADD is it's not really an OTK slash FTK, but against an older deck, it could come in clutch, because it's so hard to play around, the Light and Darkness Dragon. So I lose this one. I mean, Maxi with the Dragon Rulers basically, with their graveyard, again, as I mentioned multiple times before, their graveyard being basically their second hand. So game number 2. I get Maxi, but I can recover with Thunder King. Preventing those searches stops those big extra deck summons as well, plus protection. T-King plus protection is important, but Rulers have those, main deck outs, Dark Hole, Mind Control, Breakthrough Skill as one of the most important ones. This shuts down the Thunder King completely, but I can still back it up with those 2 back rows, and I believe both of them, it's Compulse, I think, which is going to get used here on the big guy, and Fiendish Chain could indeed be used upon, I guess, the only Dragon Ruler that can still attack. And now I have a couple of options, and I think Lavalva Chain is getting failured, and I was like, the Blaster is going to stay face up on field. I could just pass, but I think any Dragon Ruler would lose me the game, basically, attack over T-King and then go for Dracossack, pop the field spell, and that's probably GG. So I was like, okay, let's, turn those resources into Ptolemaios into Infinity Play, suck up, attach their Dragon Ruler to Infinity, and this should be game, right? Because I'm not so sure if we know the last card in hand. We might. Okay, so 1-1. Game number 3, again, both side deck, and I have it at Maxi coming in really clutch. I don't have to fear Gamma, getting those free draws, but they can still sit on a powerful ruler and their own Maxi, so it didn't really matter too much. The thing is that if I get Maxi, I'm always going for Shockmaster. Problem is that one set could be a breakthrough skill, so, whenever I'm committing into a Shockmaster, giving them, multiple draws off of Maxi and them, using Veiler or Breakthrough Skill, that's a big deal. And that's probably a loss from them. So we'll see. Dracossack hits the field. I have double, what is it, the Empowered Warrior. As soon as it's destroyed, either by battle or card effect, when they attack, by the way, by battle, I can get an end phase search for basically most of my, what was it, Spellcasters, Warriors, from my deck. So it searches basically everything from the Performance Engine. So, I still survive. This is cool, but the problem now... So Dracossack, I think, pops the last Empowered Warrior, yeah, because our at least two are in the extra deck, while one is in my hands, so the field spell is potentially dead. And that's not good news, because I need those field spells to pump those rank 4s on the field. Excited at maybe a bit wishful thinking, but it gets rid of both back rows plus tokens. Dracossack will survive. But I think that could open, you know, the path for a potential powerful Shockmaster play, and, you know, I need to deal with double Dracossack as well. I mean, maybe one and then set the Fiendish Chain on that Dracossack, under Shockmaster that is, that could be crucial. So again, kinda like a weak board, especially getting Royal the Greed here, so no Fiendish Chain. I try to dodge the Dracossack pop. Dracossack tributing itself, I think. I mean, it gets your resources in graveyard plus Dracossack as a wind type. I mean, not new. Get the Clownblade, at least get some Clownblade action going, but again, not looking too great. As you know, like all the rulers that are special summoned off of the babies, they cannot attack, so 3 attacks, what is it? Ah, and Big Eye. Yes. My own Lavalva chain getting used against me. So what is it? Lavalva chain for Send Eclipse? Or did you Cytec out Eclipse? Probably, otherwise, you know, you would just send Eclipse, banish Light and Darkness Dragon, and then basically seal the deal. No. But I mean, this is game as well. Because again, roll the green negates, or yeah, negates. I can activate Fiendish Chain, but the effect will be negated. No Maxi this time. And game number 4. Can we win this one? So, Lavalva Chain. I go for some standard plays. I'm not able to go for Shockmaster, I don't think there was a Shockmaster play. But this is okay as well. You have Lavalva Chain, double set, plus Pallades, protecting your board, and, you know, multiple follow-up plays. But, I get Rawfall stumped. Heavy Storm for 3. And I think my only point of interaction here is the, whatchamacallit, Pallades. Yeah, Pallades. Again, you know, use Pallades, Trick Clan, the Clownblade package comes to the field, yeah. Hoping that there is really no follow-up play after this, but again, all the resources are in the graveyard, as we know. Both rulers can attack, they should, and there's still the normal summon, so that's a bummer, that's a huge bummer, because now I'm... again, Big Eye, yes, yes, again, that, man, leaving Lavalva Chain on field. The thing is that, you know, it's super common for Clownblade to do that, but Dragon Rulers just capitalizes on that, and this is game number 4, and I don't think I mentioned this before, but again, like always, the deck that, what is it, the deck that wins coming from the loser's bracket, it's still a rematch. So let's imagine here, because Clownblade was on the right side, you know, the winner's bracket, it's allowed to lose 1, so 1 match. Which happened now, so Clownblade lost this one. So now we have a rematch, technically rematch number 4. All the way back to the beginning, pre-Cytec, a new match, per se, again, like always. So, rulers go first, and I see my opening hand. No hand traps. The thing is that I think the Clownblade deck does Cytec the hand traps. I don't think there are main-deck hand traps, and I think this is one of the most broken hands you could have with Dragon Rulers, outside of, you know, drawing, use Super Rejuvenation, draw, what is it, 6 or 8 end phase, draw more Super Rejuvenations, use them during the same end phase to draw, what is it, 20 cards in total, to, you know, discard and then have those hand traps in hand to potentially prevent your opponent from playing the game. So, I give my opponent the draws, but... I mean, what were my options here? I think the game is... Unless I have Shockmaster. Okay, yeah. Makes sense. Going for Infinity to potentially negate one Veiler, I guess. The thing is that, you know, giving them that many draws gives them the opportunity to go for Breakthrough Skill, right? But again, I have only 1 negation. So let's see how this one goes. I think, Dark. Oh, yeah. I mean, to each their own. I mean, they drew, what was it, 10 cards. If it wasn't for that Dark Hole, what was it? I still would have had Infinity, Shockmaster calling... are you calling traps? Probably not. Monster effects? I mean, you could go for a game probably, and then Shockmaster calling monster effect, that would force out those back rows. We now see double Breakthrough Skill, but the Dragon Ruler deck is not running too many back rows, other than Breakthrough Skill. So super unfortunate, again. So no Shockmaster, and I believe this, now I'm just a sitting duck. Double Gold Sark, I guess thinning the deck. And now it's just easy, right, to play around, just play around the Exciter Knight. I guess pop it, or Breakthrough Skill it, and I'm not so sure if this is game, because of the damaged Juggler. We now see that there's also a Light and Darkness Dragon in hand, so I guess... let me think. To win, baby. is probably not live. Otherwise, you know, you could go for the Wind Baby and then, you know, tribute that away for Light and Darkness Dragon, and then, you know, that will eventually seal the deal. But nope, that wasn't the case. And one draw, it's not going to do anything. Double back row, I think, are just both bluff. I tried to go for another rank 4 Exceed play, but there are just no options. So I lose the first one, and that's a bummer, especially pre-side deck. That's where, you know, Clownblade has a big chance. So go first again, and I get Maxeeds? Huh. I mean, you could definitely preemptively use Maxi or activate Maxi. I'm not so sure if I would commit. I see Breakthrough Skill, so I guess you could, you know, wait out Shockmaster, let them draw, you know, multiple cards, maybe draw Veiler, etc. So, yeah, okay, seems okay-ish. Problem, my hand is super stacked, so my hand is very solid. Lavalva Chain, and only one Breakthrough Skill, no Veiler. You know, you only have 1 point of interaction or interruption. So I go for Infinity, I think. I should be going for Infinity. This is where, you know, you force out, I guess, the first negation, being Veiler or Imperm, or, you know, a Breakthrough Skill. Ptolemaeus is useless. I mean, I could go for, what is it, the Diamonds in main phase 2? So Sephiroth, I guess, is okay-ish. Shockmaster calling monster effects. Breakthrough Skill is useless. It can use, you know, can be used during their turn. Yeah, going for Diamond, basically just another beat stick. But I mean, Shockmaster calling monster effects should be GG unless they draw Dark Hole. And yep, this is GG. Shockmaster, finally. What was it? How many duels? Okay, so 1-1, both sided. And again, to go second, and I see my hand, and I'm like, ooh, this is rough. The Helbert, what is it, Helbert Cannon? The Heroic Challenger one, it's like a Cyber Dragon, that's okay-ish. The problem is that, like, this board is not, it's okay-ish. Like the double Dracossack board is not a threat. Problem is that if that double Dracossack board is paired up with Light and Darkness Dragon and draw 8 in the end phase. So now the thing is that I think the better play here is to leave the Light and Darkness Dragon on field, so they are forced to, you know, tribute it away, force it out. So go for Ptolemaeus because of its big defense stat and, you know, lowering the Light and Darkness Dragon a bit more. Problem is that I have 0 points of interaction during their turn, other than the set compels. So I preemptively use it on Dracossack, but again, like, there aren't really too many plays I can make. Thing is that you know, looking at card advantage, it's even again, so that's cool, especially after that, what was it, draw 6 or 8 during the end phase. But yeah, Dragon Wars, their graveyard is their second hand, and you know, it's just so massive that the amount of resources they have. So Juggler keeps me in the duel, okay, no, keeps me at a healthy amount of life points, and you know, I can eventually banish the Juggler during my turn. So one set could be Breakthrough Skill, Royal Degree we've seen before, double Field Spell. Problem is I get Maxeed. And I was like, okay, I don't need to commit because of that Juggler, so let's see how this one goes. They should probably go for game or try to push for the game, especially we now see that there is the Eradicator drawn, so you could definitely try to push for game here. If it's not game, you know your opponent may searched out that field spell, so you could definitely go for Big Eye and, you know, Eradicator my bottom, right? And double spell, and that was a big deal because the, you know, double field spell with Trick Clown, and man, the amount of rank 4s I could have made, potentially maybe winning the duel depending on those sets. I mean, if right, like that set, we now see it's a Royal Decree, we know it's Decree, but I mean, potentially maybe Deltaros, but again, there is a Shockmaster still, you always want to go Shockmaster, right? So I'm a goner again. Castell in defense, Lavalva Chain in deck position. I'm only left, what is it, 1200? Yeah, that's not too much. And of course, yeah, Phoenix Chain. I mean, this is hard, maybe like very similar one of the duels that we've seen before. Carbon copy with a Phoenix Chain being blocked. So, okay, game number 4, and this opening hand, like, finally the game gives me Lancia, and together with Maxi. But problem is that both players have Maxi. So, okay. There was no rank 4 Exceed play, and that's a big deal. So I set what is the Empowered Warrior and sit on my Maxi. Problem is that again we both have Maxi, so here the Maxi is shotgunned. And again, I need to commit. I need to commit for Shockmaster, call monster effects, and try to attack over Tidal. The only card that prevents me from winning this duel was Veiler. I mean, winning. I mean, we see the Monster Reborn. So I was like, oh, now you know we see. Like imagine the Shockmaster going through, no monster effects. You could just Monster Reborn your title probably and take over Shockmaster. So it wasn't that. Yeah. Probably because again, no monster effects. My Trick Clown would have been blocked. So the amount of resources I would have, or at least I would have had after that potential play, were basically zero. Like only this. So I don't think it would have mattered. I think Utopia the Lightning is again my only decent play. That's the thing with Clownblade, right? Clownblade fantastic, but the extra deck feels kind of like Luster compared to, you know, the card pool we have today. It is what it is. All rulers are getting dropped, and, you know, Utopia is just a sitting deck. So, nope, there is no comeback incoming. And I think, as we've seen, like, with the... again, this is the fourth full match between both of them. 1 month before this particular video, and both of these matches ended in, what is it, 1-3 in favor of rulers. And the thing is that Mexi played an important role. I wasn't able to go for Shockmaster that many times. The thing is that if I'm able to go for Shockmaster, there are just multiple ways to prevent Shockmaster from resolving. You have fail or breakthrough skill. So that's the deal. Going for Shockmaster is not the instant win. And even then, Shockmaster, they still have Darkhold, right? As we've seen before. So I think we have a well-deserved winner from the upper part, being Rulers. Again, they won a couple of years ago, but that was, I think, another build, another deck. Post their ban list. So Rulers first place. So next matchup, the next finals we see here on the bottom is also a rematch from two Pote decks, I think. I think, you know, obviously, we have Sprite versus Tearlament. I believe Tear won the previous one. Yeah, should be. So again, feel free to leave your predictions. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Liam signing out. Peace.